Hello, Grace Church and Pastors Dave and Diane Hagnai. We want to say good morning to you from Beirut. We hope everyone's doing well, and we just wanted to share an update with you of the seed that you've sown in Lebanon so that you can hear about how you're impacting this nation, because it's wonderful.
Our Christmas outreach that we organized this past Christmas shared Jesus with more than 5,000 families, and most of those were Shiite Muslims.
Yes.
The run-up to and the planning for that event was pretty exciting because the war was still going, and where we actually chose to build that exhibit, which was a walk-in Christmas nativity.
Right.
It was the Christmas story. You walked in, and there were video walls on the ceiling and on 3 walls around. And it started with Santa saying, "Let me show you the true story of Christmas."
Story. Yeah.
And so families, they were able to walk in there, but to build that exhibit, we chose to do that in a mall that was in the center of Beirut. And most of the bombings were less than about a third of a mile away.
Right.
And so there were lots of people telling me, hey, this isn't going to work. No one's going to come. Even
Right.
even when we went and made the initial site visits and did all the measurements, no one was there. It was just a ghost town.
Right.
And but we fortunately there was a ceasefire, and the ceasefire was early enough that kind of the pattern of life returned, and at that point everyone wanted to just celebrate, and we put Julie in a Santa suit, and actually several members of our team.
Yeah.
And then we just invited families and kids to come and see what the true meaning of Christmas is all about. We reached out to 5 different ministries. We reached out to more than that, but 5 different ministries said yes. And so we shared in the fun of sharing Jesus with those people during that time.
And so one of the great things that we often don't think about is the reach that we can have because of an event like this. One of the churches that came, they're frequently on TV. And so they made a video, and it went on the news showing the Christmas immersive experience, which drew more people in.
Yeah.
But also we had the opportunity to be interviewed, and we had the opportunity to share the gospel through the news, and that's going to be aired on different platforms. So that was a great opportunity. But I want to tell you a story about one person. So Matt was saying that it's in a predominantly Shia Muslim area, and the majority of the people that came were Shia Muslim. And during the outreach, a young girl came through. She watched the video, she came out, she went in, watched it again, came out, went in, watched it again, came out. And on the 4th time when she came out, she was crying. And she went to one of our team and she said, "Who is Jesus? Who is this?" And they got to share the gospel with her, and she received Jesus right there. And that might seem small, one person, but in this culture, for them to shun Islam, for lack of a better word, for them to turn their back on Islam and turn to Jesus while they're surrounded by their family and friends is enormous. And through the outreach, we were able to capture more than 300 contacts. And we are following up with them, trying to engage them, trying to create relational opportunities where we're not inviting them to come to church, because they won't come until they've actually heard and really received the message of the good news of the gospel.
The impact it had on some of the GoChurch team was really introducing them to a new world that they had never really experienced, and that was openly sharing their faith, something that society had taught them they couldn't do, or they shouldn't do.
Right.
And not only many of them, in fact, one young man who is a new believer himself, he said, "I think this is what I'm supposed to do with my life." And I said, "I agree with you." Sharing the gospel on one side, and then the impact it had on the church, our church, but the other churches and ministries that we connected with. Both of those really have eternal value and eternal measure, and that's all because of you.
That's right. That's right. And one other thing we want to make sure we share and update with you about, because of your generous donations, your support, your help, we were able to move out of the municipal building and into our own private facility where we've now outgrown. So we've grew into a hub, which was amazing and excellent and the perfect next step for us. And, God has just blessed it, and it's growing, and now we see that we are looking at what's next. Matt, what's next? Right.
And so what we're looking at now is we're considering to build a purpose-built building that would have a 500-seat auditorium, first-class facilities for children, including an indoor climate-controlled playground, and and building it in such a way that it's a witness for Jesus here in the city, and that families have a place that they can call home. Groups have a place that they can meet and grow in, and the gospel can continue to go forth in this very strategic place called Lebanon. And that's really because of you.
Yeah. We thank God for you.